What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. First things first, thank you for clicking on the video. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about something that I've talked about when I was competing before, and that is what is competition prep really like. So there's a lot that actually comes down to competition prep and what you should be prepared for, what you should expect, and understand that each individual is different when it comes down to competition prep. Me personally, I'm going to go over things that I've experienced and what I've been going through, especially compared to my competitions that I've done in the past, because with my understanding of the things that I've gone through, every single competition prep has been different. Not specifically in regards of the dieting side, but more so on how I feel. Okay. I did write some things down because I wanted to make some bullet points that I wanted to go over with you guys so I don't miss anything. So in no particular order, it's a level of importance, but I'm going to go through one by one, and we're going to start off with food. Okay. Food could be extremely generalized. Okay. But specifically when it comes down to dieting for a competition, the main thing that you need to understand is that junk food is, kicked to the side. Sugar, kicked to the side. Now, let me preface this by saying, I understand that everybody's diet when it comes down to getting ready for show is going to be different. So your protocol might not be the same as mine, but I'm specifically talking about mine. Okay. Sugar thrown out, junk food thrown out. Like I said, I try to make things as simple as possible when it comes down to getting ready for a show. So when it comes down to the dieting side of it, specifically, chicken and rice is it. That's it. Like, that's all I do is chicken and rice throughout the whole day besides breakfast. Breakfast might be some type of quick grits like a grain, or it could be oatmeal. Okay. After that, it's just chicken and rice. I've gotten so many questions from people on Instagram, asking me, what's the diet like? What do I eat throughout the day? Do I eat the same thing every day? Like, how do I get used to it? Do I not get bored from it? And, to answer all of those questions, like, I just have a goal in mind. Like, I have a specific goal in mind when it comes down to competing, and your mental is so damn important. So if you have a strong mindset, eating these things, eating the same thing throughout the day, every single day, it's not going to bother you. At least it doesn't bother me. And again, it's because I have a certain goal in mind and I know what it takes to get it done. So no, chicken and rice every single day does not bother me. And then I don't get bored of it. I don't get tired of it. But on that same note, when it comes down to food, there are cravings that will set in. At some point in your prep, cravings will set in and you need to fight it. You don't want to give in, because once you give in, you're going to want a little bit more of said thing, whatever you're craving, right? You don't want to give in. You have to have a strong mindset. Understand that you're doing this for a reason. So yes, the cravings might set in, but just focus on the goal that's in front of you and think about the food later. Worry about that later. Set that aside. Just put a pin in it. Just worry about the stuff that you have to worry about right now, which is the competition. Okay. The next thing, which actually kind of pairs in with the food aspect of it, is energy level. Okay. Energy level will shoot down. Okay. It just will, especially when you're getting closer to the show, because you're dieting so hard. Your energy levels are going to dwindle, and it comes with the territory of competing, and it is what it is. I don't know how many times I can say that, but it just is. When you're cutting down calories, your body is fighting you. And when it comes down to wanting more food, you're not giving your body what it needs or what it wants. Your body's going to fight you, and you're going to feel tired because you don't have the foods that you're usually used to eating. You don't have the amount that you're used to eating. So you're going to feel lethargic. You're going to feel tired, especially if you're working a full-time job or working at all. Let's be honest. Like, me personally, I work 10-hour days, okay? I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted. Tie in a 10-hour day with low calorie. Again, it is what it is. Okay, you're going to be tired. That's just, it comes with the territory. It's going to happen. Okay, and I'm only saying these things because I want to prepare you for it. If you haven't done a competition and you're looking into doing something like this, or even if you just want to get, a little bit more insight on what it's like for people who do competitions, to get a little bit of a better understanding what those people are going through, here you go. Okay, now you're getting a little bit of the gist of it. The next thing I want to touch up on is preparation. And preparation can go from day to day to leading up to the competition, right? And what I mean by that is I am the type of person who sets things out ABC and just does it just like that. I'm the type of person who likes to be prepared for certain things. I am a routine person. Every night I get all of my food ready for tomorrow, weigh it out, package it up. It's in meal prep containers. It's ready to go. I get my coffee ready at night, so I just have to press a button in the morning and it's done. Doing things this way helps me not only for the competition, not only for my mindset, but it just helps me in life in general. I like to be the type of person who's prepared. An example would be if you don't have your meals prepped out, right? And I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. I'm not saying what you're doing, or if you're not doing it my way, you're wrong. No, that's not it whatsoever. But giving you an example, if somebody were to use the MyFitnessPal app tracker, right? If they were doing it meal by meal as opposed to having it ready, and let's say cravings set in, like we talked about earlier, right? And unfortunately, their person's mindset might be weak. Would it be convenient to go get a burger for $5 if they're out on the road, or go home, cook up their food, prepared, and then eat it? It's easier to just, get the $5 burger. But you're in the world of competition, right? Preparation is so key and critical, and that is why I do the things I do. I am a routine person. I like to be prepared for things because I don't want to run into situations like that. Okay, and there's a lot of situations out there. I'm just giving you one clear-cut example, but having things done that way, at least in my case, helps me out in the long run, and it just makes life a lot more easier. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is extremely important, and a lot of people actually tend to shy away from it. But that is the negative effect on social life. When you are in prep, your focus is solely on competing. Your focus is on winning, because nobody wants to go to a competition and shoot for second place or third. They want to shoot for first, right? So, and when you have that mindset, everything is about the stage. Everything is about the competition. When your friends ask you if you want to go out on a Friday night or a Saturday night, hey, do you want to go to a bar? Do you want to go to a club? Hey, do you want to go see this? You want to do that? More often than not, the answer is going to be no. I've had a lot of people ask me to go out and do certain things and hang out with the group, or, XYZ, whatever the case may be. And the answer is going to be no. And the reason why is because I would much rather spend my time in the gym or doing cardio. Even though that sounds crazy. I mean, I don't like cardio, but I would rather do cardio than go out, and drink and party and stuff like that. I would much rather do those things than go out. And even if I've got those things done, I'm still either cooking, I'm probably resting because I'm completely exhausted, my body's tired, my mind is tired, or I'm at the gym, right? Or I'm going to go do my cardio, or it's always something. I can be at the store getting food for the next day. It's always something. Social life slowly disappears for that moment, right? For that moment that you're getting ready for the competition. And the people on the outside tend to not understand. And what I've noticed is that the people who used to reach out to me and ask if I want to go out and do something and hang out, that's gone. Okay, like, because they understand that I'm in my own zone, right? Not in my own world, but I'm in my own zone. And that zone is just solely fixated on the competition. And it might be a selfish thing to some people, but my viewpoint is that I have a job that I need to get done. And I don't want outside distractions. I'm in my own lane and I'm doing my thing to get me closer to my goal, okay? So understand that social life might slowly disappear for you. And that's just something that it just happens. Like, not to say that it might happen with everybody, but more often than not, the social life is going to dwindle down and just kind of slowly disappear. The next topic that I want to talk about is communication, okay? Specifically, if you have a coach, right? Communication with the coach is so damn important, and I can't stress that enough. This is you who's doing the competition, right? You're the one that's going to be on stage. You're the one presenting the package that you brought to the stage. No one else is doing it but you. So, if you don't have solid communication with your coach who's guiding you through this process, how do you expect to show up with your best, right? And I can tell you right now that the communication that I have with my coach, Ryan Benson, from Team Zero Gravity, is 10 out of 10. Just 10 out of 10. And I couldn't be more happier, right? I do my check-ins every single Sunday. I get feedback from him. I see him in person. I train with him. He, every little thing, it comes down to the little things, right? Communication is so huge, because if you guys are not on the same page, then there's so much that can go wrong in such a small amount of time, especially when you're getting closer to a show. And that's why I say communication is so key, because you need to have an understanding with how things are going to go, what diet you're going to be following, what macros you're going to be following, how much cardio do you need to do. A lot of this, it gets down to intricate detail, but to sum it all up, communication is extremely important. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Like, you need to have good, solid communication with your coach, if you have a coach, okay? But yes, I want to reiterate, like, the communication that I have with my coach is absolutely fantastic, and I couldn't be more grateful. And I'm happy to be where I am right now, because, I owe a lot to him, and I wouldn't be here, for, a few people actually, but, one being my coach, Ryan Benson. The last thing that I want to touch up on is posing. I know I stressed this a lot in my the first video that I did, when I said, when I talked about what to expect, during competition prep. Like I said, I work 10-hour days, right? At the end of the day, I'm extremely exhausted. I still have to go to the gym and work out and do my cardio. And then I have to go home and pose, which, in my opinion, I actually think is advantageous. And the reason why is because I would much rather be dead tired and pose my ass off rather than full of energy and pose. And the reason why I say that is because when you're on stage, you're drained. Like, you are absolutely drained, okay? Especially on the pro level stage, they work you. You got to work for it, okay? So you're going to be exhausted when you're on stage. So preparing yourself, while, doing a full shift, going to the gym, doing your cardio, and then having to pose when you're dead tired is almost equivalent. I don't know if it's close to or greater than or whatever, but it's almost close to you being on stage during the time of the competition, because during the competition, you're dead tired. Like you're just tired. You want to get it over with. And so if you were to pose when you have all this energy in the world, right? Let's say that's the only time you did posing, when you had all the energy in the world. Come show day, when you're completely exhausted, you show up on stage ready to do your thing, and you're gassed out from posing in a couple of seconds. What's the reason why? The reason is because you were doing posing when you're practicing at home, when you had all the energy in the world, as opposed to being completely exhausted, which is why I say I think it's advantageous to do posing practice, to force yourself to do posing practice when you are completely exhausted, because it will prepare you for being on stage on show day, getting ready to pose in front of the judges, okay? There's a lot that comes down to getting ready for shows, right? These are just a few things that I briefly touched up on. Again, going back to preparation, like I said, it can range from day to day to, getting to the show. And what I meant by getting to the show was you want to have things in order. You don't want to show up to a hotel and be like, oh, I need a room. Like, especially at the venue, like they're sold out, okay? Or they're going to be completely, out of this world, like pricey as hell, like insanely pricey, right? You don't want to be the person to get a last minute plane ticket or hope that you can get that plane ticket, right? Preparation is key, okay? I can't stress that enough. Preparation is key. So that's why, like, I have 3 weeks until I go compete, and I can easily tell you right now, like, the tanning is taken care of, the flight has been taken care of, the hotel has been taken care of. All I have to do is get my food. I have my clothes like ready. I know what I'm gonna wear. I know what I'm going to bring to the show, and I'm 3 weeks out. That's what I mean by preparation. Like, I'm just that type of person. Not to say it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it helps me. Okay, it helps me tremendously. I also bought new shoes. I never did this, but I bought new shoes specifically for the competition. So I'm doing the Utah show in 3 weeks, and I have I'll give you guys like a little sneak preview. I don't have them yet, but I'm gonna tell you what they are. They're Jordans, but it's a Zion and Naruto mix. So Naruto is my favorite anime. I freaking love that show. But I'm gonna be wearing those for the Utah show when I show up there. And then I got some crazy, like some really cool Crocs. Two pairs, one for the Grand Prix and then one for the New York Pro. So it's the first time ever that I'm trying to get all dressed up and stuff for competitions, but it's gonna be pretty cool, and I'm excited for it. But yeah, I wanted to just give you guys some insight, on what competition is like, whether you are getting ready to step on stage or thinking about it, or you just want a little bit of insight on people who go through these competitions, what they're going through. I wanted to make this video, and I need to stress this one more time, is that me personally, I feel different through every competition that I've done. It's never the same. I just don't feel the same through every single one, which I think could be a good thing. It could also be a bad thing because I don't know what to expect. But yeah, every competition I feel different, and I'm just excited to get on stage. Like I said, the tiredness and all that stuff, all the negative stuff where you're completely exhausted, you have the cravings, I can put that on the back burner because my sole focus just completely trumps those things. Like, being on stage is such an amazing experience of mine. Like, I just love doing what I do. And at the end of the day, whether I'm tired or I have these insanely huge food cravings, like, it's not comparable to the feeling of being on stage. So, and that's just in my opinion. But yeah, I just want to make this quick video for you guys. I think the next time you guys will see me on YouTube will either be another workout video, or it might be when I'm in Utah getting ready for jumping on stage at the Wasatch Pro. So we'll see. But if any of you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave it down below. But other than that, you guys have a good day.